All right, welcome back to the Treehouse Tells All. We're going to talk about real health, real bodies, real people. I am here today with Mindi, one of our expert personal trainers. She is incredible. She is a grandma of nine babies. Grandma, look how amazing she looks. So today we're going to talk about a topic that was almost not really talked about until recently. Every woman goes through it. Every woman has to. It's just a state of nature. Menopause. So it's not just menopause either. It's just it's about what's actually happening in your body, and not a lot of people understand it or know it. It's not just a moment either. It's a transition. It takes a lot of time. So tell me what menopause is. Like pure definition, what are we going through in perimenopause and menopause?
Okay, so in reality, menopause is hard to define because you can't just define it in a word or a sentence. Really, it's because it's a process, a long process, and it can happen over, I hate to say it, but over a decade. I mean, really, it can take like 10 years for all the things to happen that your body's going through. But generally, menopause will start once you've not had your period for 12 months. And a lot of women will go through like, oh, they don't have it for like 6 months, 7, 8, 9. Then they'll have another period and be like, great, starting over, which literally you start over from that time forward. And so that's kind of like perimenopausal, where the things are happening. So you still have the symptoms, the signs and symptoms. And I think people always say, well, what are the symptoms? One obvious one is night sweats. That's a big one. The hot flashes can be night and day. It can be you gain weight. Generally, it's around the middle, and that's frustrating, but that's not always the case.
Right.
And people think it's like, it is what it is, but it's not. You can control that through, it's tricky, but it's possible with proper diet, exercise, a lot more weight training. You do have to change things. You can't just do what you did in your 20s or 30s or even 40s. Every decade, I find that things change. When I started in my 50s, things changed a little. Now I'm in my 60s, barely, and things are still changing.
No way.
Yeah, no way. 60 is the new 40. Let's just,
It is.
Mind over matter, right? Fake it till you make it.
For sure.
So, but menopause is something we all go through. It's just a part of life, unfortunately. We, like when we're little girls and we start our period, that happens to most of us at varying ages, and so does menopause. It's not all the same. We can't say when you turn 50, you're going to go through menopause. It could be 45. It could be 59. So the average age is between 50 and 55, but it's different for everyone, and the process is also different. So
yeah,
not that was a perfect definition.
No, you're perfect. It's perfect. So I think that people don't necessarily feel like or understand that it's not just your cycle that's changing, right? It's your entire body, it's your hormones, it's how you feel day in and day out. It's going to affect metabolism, your muscle mass, recovery, your mood, unfortunately for everyone else around us, and our sleep. So, they say if you feel like your body changed overnight, it kind of did, but it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Right? What are the most common symptoms you think that women, especially ones that you've trained, what are they really dealing with? What's their day in and day out? I mean, it's one thing to say, yeah, I just kind of feel off, or I feel like my body looks different and I don't know what's happening.
I think probably the symptom that is the most, I guess, underrated is the sleep. You really start having restless nights, and you don't get the sleep that you're used to getting. So you have interrupted sleep, and a lot of it is because of the night sweats, the hormonal changes. You're tired, but sometimes when you're overly tired, you have a harder time with recovery. I think another thing is when maybe you were able to maintain muscle tone, it's much harder. So you have to change the way you're doing things. You have to change your bedtime routine, try even harder to get the sleep that you normally were able to get. Because if you work hard all day, you think, I'm just going to be able to go to bed and be tired and go to sleep. But it stops being so easy to go to sleep.
What have you done to combat that?
I've really can't say that it's even now. It's not perfect. There's nights that are really frustrating still, but I really try to do all the things that you're taught, like go to bed at the same time every night. Have your body rhythm will, I think you feel like when you're eating the same times during the day, you feel hungry. When you get tired at night, you go to sleep. Don't fight the tired, but say you want to go to bed at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever it is, try to go to bed at that same time almost every night, even on a weekend. I mean, give or take an hour or so, and then get up at the same time every day. So it's not like I'm going to sleep in today until 8 when you get up at 6. So you want to go to bed and get up at the same time, so you have the window that's similar. So be consistent.
Sure.
That's a big thing.
Don't let everyone else tell you what to do. You just have to say, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah, screen time is really bad at night. If you want to check your phone, do all those things, try to do it an hour before that or more. Don't eat late at night because it's harder to just, I don't know, my stomach will talk to me when I'm lying down. If I've eaten within 2 or 3 hours of going to bed, I just feel like I need to have, that needs to rest too, you know. I also have tried not to like watch TV shows that I think about a lot. I have to watch something that's lighthearted.
Yeah.
Like I don't watch the news at night.
Okay.
Anymore. I used to. That was like the last thing I do at night, watch the news and go to bed. And now if I do that, I think about the news because it's usually bad news. So you have to think, the good thoughts and positivity at night. And it kind of, they say clear conscience. You sleep better. My husband always says, "Boy, you sleep like a rock." I'm like, "Yeah, good, clean conscience." No, but I don't sleep like a rock anymore, and I feel like I'd like to. But that you got to clear your mind somehow. Right. Could be meditation. Some people do relaxation techniques at night that help. I have a couple of relaxation techniques that I will do myself that work for me, but they might not work for everyone. But you'll come up with your own strategy.
Interesting.
And then you want to make sure you're working hard every day, because if you're doing workouts and weight training and being physically active during the day, you're usually more tired.
Ready to go to bed.
And you're ready to go to bed. Your body will rest better than on those days that you're just lazy. You don't sleep as well.
I want to break it down a little bit, just in segments of our body, right? So talking more about the brain, like your mood and your memory. What have you noticed really is affected with yourself or clients? And then what have you been able to do to kind of combat that?
Mood swings are definitely a part. I mean, women are that's just what we do.
Our poor husbands.
Yeah. And they say menopause affects women, in a big way, but it really isn't just you.
Right.
It'll affect your family, your husband, and your kids or whatever. And it's important to talk about it. I mean, you need to talk about it, share your feelings, share your experiences or what you're going through, and they'll hopefully have a little empathy or, help you get through it. And I think talking to other women is huge, but we're all very different.
Right.
So we can't say because you're doing this, I should do that too, or there's certain things that are just going to be better for everyone. But some women choose to do the hormone therapy and some don't. Some will choose to change their diet, dramatically. Some will just do little things. And there's 2 or 3 little things that will help, I think, everyone. But I do think it's something we should talk about, because you will hear things from other women that will be helpful. And it'll also be, I'm glad I'm not the only one that is dealing with these things. But it wasn't such a thing.
No, and it wasn't talked about. It wasn't really understood.
We didn't talk about, all the things with menopause and things that people go through. Now my friends and I talk a lot about it. It's like,
sure.
So what do you do? And what do you do? And they're like, well, I use the cream and I use this and I use that and I do the pellets and so I listen to what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I think
interesting.
That's for me, but that sounds like it's definitely something that I could look into. But we're listening to each other and they're sharing ideas. It's not like they go, oh, I should tell them I'm doing this, because I know. It's not a secret anymore.
It's not that anymore.
No,
which I'm so grateful for.
No, I am too. And I'm grateful they're willing to open up to me. But I have 3 clients right now that are in 162, 3, she's a couple years older than me. And then the other one's like late 50s. She keeps saying, you guys just wait till you're my age. I mean, she keeps saying that we'll catch to where she's at. But it's gotten harder for her. You know what I mean? Yeah. And she's so frustrated because I feel like she is working hard at what she needs to do.
Frustrating.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
she looks great, but you don't.
That perception, you're not accepting your body is like different.
You have to expect the changes. So you will feel the hormonal changes are usually what creates the mood changes and the energy level. And the energy level is the thing that I feel like I struggled with the very most, because I was used to having energy and I could go with 4 or 5 hours of sleep and it was okay, but I can't do it anymore. And
I'm in trouble. I need more than that anyway.
Yeah. And it's not good. I really don't like to admit that, but I could do it, but I cannot do it now. No way. But I'm more tired and you get a little more irritable and you do have the brain fog. And I think, is it aging? Is it menopause? Is it both? I think it's a combination.
Probably
as we get older.
Yeah.
And you have to accept it. So you have to think, it's okay. And you do the best you can.
Right. Just making those adjustments.
The problems one day at a time, one foot in front of the other, or whatever.
These go slightly hand in hand, but we're talking about, you mentioned muscle loss.
Yes.
After 35, 40, it's harder to keep that muscle mass on, regardless of if you're a man or a woman. But what do you know within, like, especially the woman body, within losing muscle mass, like the rate and what you have to do to combat it?
You have to do more weight training.
Yep.
You just do. You have to do more weight training. And I'm guilty to say, back in the day, I was a cardio junkie for sure, and very little weight training. And now I do a lot more weight training than cardio. And you do need some cardio. Sure. You just to keep the the calories, that your calories in and calories out. But you don't want to go for let's burn more calories. It's just not really as much a part of it as let's work on strength.
Yeah.
And so by working on strength, you are obviously it's twofold. You'll burn calories as well, but you have to do it smart. Not everyone's the same. Not everyone is as strong or, has done it for a lifetime.
Right.
So you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And definitely is going to help. So the strength training, you build more muscle mass by strength training, but the lean body tissue helps you maintain and to, hopefully go where you want to go if you're setting goals. But you also have to think about the diet. And
For sure.
I hate using that word. I've never loved the word diet. But I guess
me either. I guess it's more like what your nutrition looks
like. So I think the biggest thing you want to do is make sure that you're getting good, healthy protein.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you need more protein to maintain muscle tone. You just do.
Yes.
So you eat healthy protein, and you have to have omega-3 fats. You have to have magnesium, and you can get those from the food you eat. Some of us I need supplements. And I try to do the best clean supplements I can, because I know that I maybe don't eat enough food to get what I feel like my body needs. So that I make sure I get the magnesium, because that can help with your lean body mass. It helps with your bone density. It helps with hormones. It helps with sleep. There's just lots of things with that. Vitamin D, because we want to, for women, we have a tendency to not just decrease our muscle mass, but bone density.
Oh, yeah.
And all the things that will help with your lean body tissue will help with bone density as well. And that's what we want. So therefore, even if you're with strength based training, you're also wanting a little bit of cardio, some impact if you can handle it, because that's what's going to help you try to maintain the bone density. You can't increase it. No matter what you do, you're not going to increase it, but you can maintain it, or at least slow down the decrease.
Right, for sure. So talking about, the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is, the more calories you burn. But metabolism is an interesting one in menopause as well. Even perimenopause, your body doesn't break down the food the same way that it used to.
It's because of the hormone levels.
Yeah, because of your hormone. You can't eat the way that you did in your 20s. And I read something about when your body's breaking down the fat and it's not able to break it down as easily, and then it just gets restored, right? And when it gets restored, typically instead of like hips and thighs, you're looking at more belly fat.
Mm-hmm.
You'll talk to every woman, like, what supplement can I take to change this? And maybe there's really not anything, but we can change our diet a little bit to help with that.
You can change your diet and possibly you have to go on hormone therapy.
Yes.
And there's just little bits that you can do and different ways, and that's something you wouldn't want to, contact your healthcare provider or go to get all your blood work done, so then you can have some sort of a baseline as to where you're at. Because if you don't have enough estrogen or progesterone, you'll have to do both in order for it to actually change, because it's the estrogen and progesterone levels that are dropping, and testosterone for women, that make it so you can't metabolize fat like you used to.
Right.
And you will never be the same as when you were in your 20s. But what we're trying to do is, battle it. So you're kind of staying ahead of the battle. So you don't want to lose the battle. You just want to stay ahead of the, you want to stay on the front line.
Right. Taking care of yourself for sure. I think I've seen clients get so frustrated because it's like all of a sudden they have all this weight gain and they're not necessarily sure. They're feeling exhausted and they're not recognizing their body. Have you coached clients that in that process?
Yes. And I think a lot of it is you have to just be okay that your body's changing, and you have to know that it's a part of the process, aging process. But like we were just saying, you have to know it's going to change, and you're not going to look and feel the way you did in your 20s, but you can still look and feel really good in your 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient. You have to know that it's part of life, but you have to increase your weight training a little bit, and you have to decrease your caloric intake, or at least change something about your diet. So I know what I did when I first started when I went through menopause, is I really tried to decrease my sugar, because I do like treats. And I thought, well, I can decrease my sugar, my simple carbs, and just try to eat more, lean proteins.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was more important than it was in my 40s to do it. It wasn't like, I'm going to never do this and always do that. I don't like those words when I'm eating. I want to do it in moderation, but it did help to go to Texas Roadhouse and know I love those rolls and think, well, I'll have a half of one of those rolls instead of a roll and a half or whatever.
Or two.
You know what I mean? So I had to change some things that I used to not have to worry about.
Yeah.
But it did help it not be so much of a negative change.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note, it's not that you need to necessarily eat less. You just need to eat the right food.
You need better. You see, need better. And then you feel better.
For sure.
It's easier said than done, but you do feel better. Just like we know we are going to feel better if I taught high school, that for 30 years. And to teach high school kids that think they're all that and they feel great.
Oh, bless you.
That their nutrition will help their, athletic ability, their sleep, their energy. They didn't really see it that way because they're teenagers.
They don't care.
But it really does. It helps us, especially as women, adult women, to have the nutrition that we need to just function.
Yeah.
And function to our optimal ability and have the energy that we're hoping to have. What you're feeding yourself will definitely help you get what you are looking for. I
think the hardest thing is actually conveying that to somebody that doesn't necessarily want to change what they're eating.
Yeah.
I know that this is not easy, but it's so worth it. You'll feel so much better.
Well, and I think some of the women I've talked to, they want to feel better.
They want to feel better.
To change what's happening. And so they're willing to try it if it's realistic. And it is. Yeah. It's realistic. It's not, you don't have to go, buy a shot or go on some crazy hormone therapy. You really can try the basics.
Yeah.
And you will see, it's not overnight.
No.
But menopause is not overnight either. But you will see the positive change that you're looking for, but you just have to be patient, which is definitely tricky as well.
No, I think it's interesting. I mean, we were talking about diet, right? And we don't like that word, but this is also just lifestyle.
Right.
Eating at least 0.7 to 1 gram of protein, which to a lot of women even are like, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah. But you're eating, and people I think they mistake protein's got to be meat, and it doesn't. I mean, there's legumes and nuts, and there's so many ways you can get protein without thinking you got to cook a piece of meat,
Yeah, no, it's not just...
You got to look up what you, when I am trying to help someone with their nutrition, the biggest thing I'll say, what do you like? what do you like to eat? Let's make a list of what you like and what you don't like, because you don't need to eat these things.
Right.
If you don't like them, we'll find the things on the list that you like, and then we're going to go with that. If you don't like broccoli and spinach and stuff, then we'll find something else that's going to give you what you need, even though those would be better. I am a broccoli spinach fan, but some people don't like it. So we find something else that they like. And, you can find it, but you don't want to suffer.
What would you tell someone that was resistant to change their eating habits? The one thing I always hear is it's hard because my family doesn't like those foods, and then I go out on the weekends and I really like popcorn, but they're really frustrated with where they're at right now. What would you tell that person?
Oh, it's hard. It's hard when you're in the mom mode still, where you're feeding your kids and you've got, kids coming over and you're buying the snacks and treats. So
even all the adult kids, right?
Right. Well, you can be the cool mom and have the kids at your house and stuff. But that's, I guess the best thing I can say about menopause, when it generally occurs, is your kids older, are gone. Your kids are gone. So then your husband suffers because you don't have anything fun in the house. And it's hard to be the one. You don't want to be the one that they're saying, oh, Mindi never eats that, dressing on the side, and
sure.
they make fun of your healthy habits, because
right.
I have been that person, and I don't like to be that person.
I'm that person.
And I'm like,
absolutely am.
Yeah. But you know what? It is what it is, and I'm happy with the way I eat, and I don't feel like I'm suffering.
Yeah, accepting that this is what's best for me, and not worrying about everybody else.
I do love what I eat. I look forward to the meals that I have, because I'm still eating what I like.
Right.
And it makes me happy, but it might not make someone else.
Right. I think that's one thing, especially as women, that we're really good at, is trying to please everybody else, right? And not just doing what's best for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you say to that client? Like, okay, it's okay to take care of you.
Yeah, it's totally okay to take care of you. It's most important to take care of you. If you don't take care of yourself and the things that you need, it's going to be harder for you to take care of others. And your kids and your friends, family, whatever, they'll learn more about what to do if you are happy and healthy, and you're that light that people see. They want to be like you.
Right.
You're setting that example, and you don't want to tell them how to eat or what to do. But if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do and that you're feeling good, they will see that.
Yeah. And
then they'll want to know, and they'll want to come to your side of the fence. I think with having kids and I didn't have teenage boys, I had all girls, but that could be a struggle too. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to overboard. You don't want to create problems. You don't want to create, you know what I mean, where you're saying no, never, always. And that can be a tricky situation in families. But I do think just creating healthy habits for your family and for the people that you're around, and being a good example. I always say, like, there's so many activities with families that are based around food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We play games and we always have food, or we do this and we have food. Who's going to bring
We're
this?
We're having Sunday dinner just to get together.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think with what I've tried to do since my kids were little is we try to do a lot of activities around, family time. We're going to get together, we'll have dinner, then we're going to play pickleball. We're going to get together, we're going to go to the park after. We're going to, we try to do our activity-based gatherings instead of just sit down and play games and eat treats. Yeah. So if you have family gatherings that are activity-based, it's, fun.
No, that's smart. And then you're fun, and then the kids enjoy it.
That's what we're going to do, instead of they're going to sit around and just eat snacks, because most of the time in like Super Bowl parties,
right,
they say you eat more at the Super Bowl parties than Christmas.
I am sure. That's probably true.
What a 5-hour ordeal.
And it's not just chocolate.
Yeah,
it's
so when
everything.
You're together with your friends and family, as often as possible, make it activity based.
Right.
Games at the park, or going on a hike, or easier said than done, but it definitely makes it fun for everyone. And then food isn't the focus.
Right.
Of the party. Not that has anything to do with menopause.
No, but I think it's just part of like healthy lifestyle, right? Yeah. So I think biggest myth to bust, weight gain is unavoidable. It's just different, right? I mean, you can gain weight at any age. You just have to be, You just have to change it. The other thing I would say, especially if people don't know exactly like what they should be eating and how much of it, get a coach.
Right.
Get a trainer, get somebody.
You can get, I mean, a lot of
everybody
people
needs a
help.
coach just to learn. And it's not forever, but it's, and it can be, but I know for myself, I'm better when I have accountability.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, like if I'm running a marathon, I'm going to hire a coach just because then I have somebody to be accountable to.
Right. And you're getting some guidelines too. And I think guidelines and accountability will, I think, help give you the tools.
Yeah. And you're never too old. Just because you're in menopause doesn't mean you don't deserve a coach. You can, and you can feel good.
Right.
So your body's not broken.
No.
It's not failing. It's just changing. And we need a new strategy.
Right.
You have anything else you want to add?
No, I think, well, be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
I do. I think we have to give yourself grace. You have to be kind to yourself and know that it's something that we all will go through, but we can go through it together. And don't be afraid to reach out. Don't hold it all in. If you feel like there are things that you need help with, it's okay.
Absolutely.
And you can get help from a life coach, from a trainer. We're here to help. If you ever just want to chat, I mean, we would be happy to chat or to give any sort of, advice we can. And also reach out to your family.
Yeah.
It's okay. And your spouse should be on board with what you're going through. You shouldn't have to ever do things like this alone, because we all, I think, need support.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.
Yeah, that was fun.
So it was fun. We have a good time. At Treehouse, this is exactly what we're about. We're about community. We're about taking care of each other and learning. And this was really fun. So thanks for joining me and talking about menopause.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.